Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fights. So I'd like to be joined by big heavyweight Franklin Ignatius. Franklin, tough job out there against Steve Robinson tonight. An awkward customer, hard as nails. You had him hurt a few times in there. Talk to me about your performance.
Yeah, man, listen, he impressed me with how tough he was. I think the crowd could tell I was really trying to get him out of there. I was hitting him with big shots, and he soaked it up. I got to give him full credit. I knew he was tough on the Campbell fight. I feel like this time he really showed his guts. He hung in there when he was struggling, found a way to hold on and try to force the issue. I have to give him full credit for that, Full credit to Steve. I genuinely believed, I'd get him out of there. And, I couldn't do it due to how tough he was. I can't take that away from him.
Credit to you. You've had a few tough fights. Everyone goes back to the Hosea fights, and you've bounced into this one, and you've done the job tonight. What does a win over Steve do for you? Where does this put you now? You're in a mix with a lot of good domestic fighters. There should be some big fights there to be made. Realistically, what's that win done for you?
Obviously, it's helped me, of course. A win always helps. But ultimately, I just have to keep pushing. I will see what happens next. I'll have to chat to my team at the end of the day, see what's out there. I believe me and Wasserman are building a good relationship now. It's my third time on their shows. Yeah. And each time, I've forced the issue and done my job as best as I could. So, we'll see what's out there. But ultimately, I have to keep improving, go back to the gyms. I'll have a little time off. But I want to get back and, at least have 2 more this year and then push on to the big ones.
When you look at the big ones that are out there, I know Johnny Fisher's always been mentioned kind of thing, and that fight was meant to be happening. Do you think he would want that fight with you? He would take that fight with you in your honest hearts of hearts? Do you think that fight would happen? Because you're willing. You told us after the press conference, I'd have that fight. Do you think he would?
I don't know. Listen, man, I can't say. Ultimately, I believe he would, he himself as a fighter, because I believe he's got a fighting heart. I've known him for quite some time. But I think his people around him would, try and protect him as much as they can, which I guess is their job. But boxing being boxing, I feel like I genuinely believe anyone, as long as I keep doing what I'm doing and he keeps doing what he's doing, we're going to have to meet eventually. But I just got to keep winning, man. That's the main thing is, like, the way I've been coming up, I think people can appreciate that I'm coming up hard and forcing the issue each and every other time.
Absolutely. You've not been one of these fighters who's been given anything. You have had a tricky road coming through. How pleased are you with yourself and how you dealt with all that? You coming here, it's Steve's hometown. Like I said, you always worry when you get to them scorecards, no matter what. We see it earlier tonight when scorecards go here, there and everywhere. Is that a concern at all when you put that hard work in, even though you've landed some probably the most effective shots, because ultimately you're the away fighter?
Yeah, of course. There's always a concern in these fights, but at the end of the day, I genuinely believe, like even with the first Hosea fight, when these things go a bit awry, like it goes draw or whatever, God forbid a loss, people can see, the quality of the work I put in. Even when the first fight with the Hosea fight, people said, shouldn't have been a draw. Because people could see that it was a close fight. I'll never take that away from Hosea, but people could tell, I'm doing a better quality. And in the rematch, I made it even clearer. And with this fight, I was really, because I knew it was open before the fight, I was really trying to force the issue with stoppages here and there, hitting him with big shots where possible. But I have to give him credit for how tough he is. Full credit to Steve. Like I said, I think anyone fighting him will not find him an easy customer.
Yeah, full credit to Steve, one of the nicest guys as well, and he's, like I said, he's well, maybe not for you, because I know you two have been bouncing about this week, but...
Listen, man, for me, like I said, every fight for me is a war. I come in here, like you already mentioned, I didn't come in here necessarily with a pat on the back. So for me, myself, every fight's a grudge match. Every fucking fight, I'm coming in, they're part of my language. Every fight, I'm coming in, with a point to prove. It's as simple as that. So anyone who fights me in the future and thinks I'm going to lie down, you're going to have a mistake. It's not going to happen.
Well, that's a message sent loud and clear. Look, Franklin, good performance tonight. You got the victory, that's all that matters. Awkward customer, but you'll be moving on now to bigger and better things, and probably come back on a Wasserman show. They seem to like you.
Yeah, and like I said, me and him are building a great relationship. Thanks to Kel and Nisse, they're willing to work with me, give me opportunities, and I can't give them, I can't be nothing but grateful.
just before we go, give a shout out to your sponsors, because we know in this game a lot of people are working jobs as well as doing the fighting, and you know, if you don't have these sponsors giving you money, giving you that time to train, get all the stuff you need, this don't happen. So give them a shout out. Go.
Listen, man, I have to really thank Always Fresh Empire. You know, it's been a long camp, and with the fish of disappointment and things like that, they've really helped me out. You know, Lounge Bar, they've always been behind me, supporting me, and recently I got Amazing Lofts now backing me as well. And ultimately, all of these separate businesses and the people behind them are people that, you know, believe in me. And even from the ticket shows, especially with Lounge Band Always Fresh, you know, from the ticket shows, they've really got me. They've really had my back. And now we're getting onto bigger fights and bigger stages. They're still there. And I'm just grateful, you know, and they hold a special place. You know, I have to thank you.
Absolutely. Well, look, Franklin, congratulations. You did your job tonight. You'll move on,
Yep.
and hopefully we'll catch you on the next fight week, brother.
Definitely. Thank you, man. All the best.